Another 4.4 million Americans filed initial jobless claims just last week. And with stay-at-home orders being extended across the states, laid off and furloughed workers are facing an uncertain future. So we're going to talk about that and what you need to know if you're one of those workers. We want to bring in CBS MoneyWatch contributor Aimee Picchi. Aimee, you wrote an article on this, literally titled "Furloughed Due to the Coronavirus. Here's what you need to know." So we want to tell people what they need to know. First off, if you find yourself laid off or furloughed because of this, what's the first thing you should be doing?
Yeah, the first thing you want to do is file for unemployment. This is a question I got from people who are furloughed or they're worried they're about to be furloughed, is if I'm furloughed, can I file for unemployment? And the answer is yes. And being furloughed means it's a temporary, unpaid, just basically a job loss, but your job is still there. So that leads to a lot of confusion about whether you can file for unemployment. Yes, you can, and yes, you should immediately file for unemployment. It's important because the sooner you get into the unemployment system, the sooner you'll get your benefit. And our reporting is finding that a lot of people across the country are having trouble getting onto the systems. So the advice that we heard from experts is keep trying. You need to be persistent. You can even try things like get online in the middle of the night when there are fewer people online and try to file your claim then. But just know that once you file, once your claim is processed, your unemployment benefits will be backdated to the day you stopped receiving pay. So you're likely to get a bigger check in that initial unemployment benefit claim that you receive. The problem is there just might be a wait between when you actually lose your job and when you start receiving your unemployment benefits.
Let's talk about those that are younger than 59 and a half. So we understand that the CARES Act waives the usual penalties for withdrawing money from retirement accounts like IRAs or 401ks. Is that worth considering?
You know, it's a tough time right now, and what experts told us is that if you're desperate, it could be something to consider, but you might want this to be your last option. Retirement money is there for your retirement, obviously, when you're older. And if you tap into it now, it's not going to have those years ahead to accumulate and to grow. Of course, at this point, people are worried. The market's all over the place. It's unclear what's going to happen in the market. So it might seem tempting. But if there are other sources of money that you can turn to, look at those first before tapping your retirement funds.
So I guess that would be my next question. If you need fast cash, what are your options?
Yeah, so there are several options that people can look at. Of course, it depends a lot on your credit score and your financial flexibility at this point. But one option is getting a personal loan. These are loans offered by lenders that you can get them pretty quickly, and they become increasingly popular because they allow you to structure your repayments. You know that every month you're going to be paying, say, $300 a month back on that loan, $400 a month. It's a little more predictable than a credit card. So that's one of the reasons why they've become much more popular in the last few years than relying on credit cards. But another thing that experts told me is you might want to consider actually taking out a zero interest credit card. Again, these are probably most likely to be accessible to you if you have a good credit score. But you can get an intro rate of 0% interest for, say, 15 months. And until your benefits start coming in, you can at least rely on that credit card to pay for groceries. And then when you get your benefits, pay down your credit card balance. So that's another option. Another thing to do, yes. Another thing to do is to look at assets that you could sell, like if you have a car that you're not using, jewelry, things like that, to raise some cash quickly.
All right, Aimee, thank you so much for your advice, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.